There once were two cats who lived across the road from the school in a small town near you. One of them, named Fluff, lived in a nice house, and her best friend, Cat, lived next door in a rather old and ugly house. The owners of the cats were best friends too. One year, both cats had kittens at the same time. The first kitten born to Fluff was a pretty little white cat. She was bigger than her brothers and sisters, and her owners named her Beauty. Everyone who saw her felt that her name fit her perfectly. Just a few hours later, Cat had her kittens, but because her owners did not have much money, they could not feed her as well as Fluff was fed. So her kittens were smaller and not as strong and pretty. Her very last kitten born was a tiny little black kitty that they named Midnight. Midnight was not large, but she had a very big heart and loved everyone. Now Beauty, because she was so pretty, became quite spoiled. She knew she was lovely to look at, and she was strong. She began bossing the other kittens around. One day, she decided to pick on the neighbor's kittens, and so she started to make life miserable for them. She called them names and laughed at them. She told all her brothers and sisters to stay away from them because they were small and weak and dirty. She was especially mean to little Midnight. This went on for several days until one day Fluff, her mother, overheard her teasing Midnight. "Beauty, come here at once," Fluff scolded. Beauty was startled to hear her mother's voice. She stopped teasing Midnight and went to her mother, her tail between her legs. Fluff explained to Beauty that it was not nice to be mean to other kittens, especially those who were smaller and weaker than her. She told Beauty that true beauty came from kindness and compassion, not from looks or strength. Beauty listened attentively to her mother's words. She realized that her mother was right. She felt ashamed of her behavior and decided to change. From that day on, Beauty stopped being mean to the other kittens. She started playing with them, sharing her food, and being a good friend. She especially made an effort to be kind to Midnight. Midnight, being the sweet and forgiving cat she was, readily accepted Beauty's change of heart. They became the best of friends, playing together and exploring the neighborhood. Beauty learned that being kind and compassionate made her feel much happier than being mean and bossy. And Midnight, despite her small size, taught Beauty the true meaning of friendship and love. The two kittens, along with their siblings, grew up together, learning to appreciate each other's differences and celebrating their unique qualities. They lived happily ever after, proving that kindness and compassion are far more valuable than physical appearance or strength.